Today's tip is to find your factory reset. There are like a million diets out there. A million might be an exaggeration, but it's probably not as far off as you think. The most popular at the moment seem to be the keto diet, the paleo diet, low carb, low fat, Mediterranean, clean eating, and then there's all the commercial diets. Well, I actually came across a website reviewing 100 different diets recently. That was overwhelming. Now, counteracting this overwhelming diet industry is the anti-diet, or what many call intuitive eating. Intuitive eating doesn't involve guidelines on what to eat or what to avoid, and doesn't involve restrictive dieting. Instead, it involves listening and responding to your body's natural cues for when and how to eat. It's a way of eating that's, in my opinion, thankfully, gaining steam. However, before you stop this podcast and jump down the rabbit hole of intuitive eating on the internet and social media, there's one caveat. Intuitive eating is really just a way of eating that we are designed for. It's like our factory default settings. We started off in this world eating intuitively. As we became exposed to and internalized all of the various messages from family, friends, the media, etc., we have sort of lost the ability to trust our bodies and to hear and understand its cues. So, while I firmly believe that we all should be aiming to pull away from diets and run towards intuitive eating, we need to first relearn how to listen to our bodies and learn how to understand its cues. We need a factory reset. This factory reset starts with practicing mindful eating. When you eat mindfully, you're eating with intention and attention. When you're eating with intention, you're being purposeful when you eat. You eat when you're hungry. You eat to fuel your body with energy, and you eat with the intention of feeling a little better after you finish eating than you did before. Eating with intention can also be eating when you're not hungry, like when birthday cake comes out at a party. It just means that you're aware that your intention is to eat for pleasure and not hunger. When you're eating with attention, you're focusing solely on eating. You get rid or minimize distractions, you listen and pay attention to your body's hunger and fullness cues, and you focus on the smells, tastes, and textures of the food you're eating. Eating with attention can be a very difficult task for many of us. That's why diets are so popular. It's easier to just follow a set of well laid out rules than slow down and pay attention to the very quiet voice inside us. Well, if you're looking for well laid out rules, how about following these well laid out rules for how to eat mindfully? At first, these steps may seem cheesy, difficult, and time consuming, but with some practice, they will become second nature. You will be closer to your default settings and eating intuitively before you know it. So here goes. First, set your environment. Turn off the TV or music and sit comfortably at the table or counter. Take a few deep breaths to relax. Then, check in with where you are on the hunger and fullness scale. Go back and listen to episode 13 for more on hunger and fullness cues. Now, serve yourself a moderate portion of food. If you're still hungry once you've finished the first portion, you know that you can have a second helping. If you're satisfied before or upon finishing your first portion, then you won't have wasted food or overate. Now notice the colors, smells, and textures of your food. Take the first bite and pause to briefly notice the food's taste. When you're truly hungry, the flavors are strong during that first bite. Notice how the flavor intensity changes and dulls as you progress through your meal towards fullness. Chew your food slowly and until it's liquefied in your mouth before swallowing. The process of digestion begins in our mouths. And when we swallow food in larger chunks after only chewing a few times, we're setting ourselves up for gastric or intestinal distress when those organs have to work harder to break down our food. Often, gas and bloating can be cured simply by slowing down and chewing our food properly. Be sure to put your utensils down while you're chewing to encourage you to eat slow and relaxed. Once you feel satisfied, a 5 to 6 out of 10 on the hunger and fullness scale, stop eating. If there are leftovers, pack them up so that you're not tempted to overeat and that you know you can enjoy that delicious meal another time. Now, I can just hear you out there saying, yeah, like I've got the time to sit down, notice my food, how it looks, smells, and eat slowly. Or, wouldn't I love to have a quiet place to sit and eat without distractions? I hear you. I've got kids, I run a business, and all the rest. I know it's unreasonable to expect that every meal or snack can be eaten in this way. It's pretty much impossible. If that's the case, try to dedicate maybe 1 or 2 meals a week to this. Pick a meal where you have the best opportunity to slow down and eat without distractions. Hopefully, there is at least one, and hopefully it doesn't have to involve you locking yourself in the bathroom while your kids are pounding on the door. As with everything, just start small and don't look for perfection. If a full meal is out of the question, try implementing just one of the steps I listed to start. See how you feel, then build over time. It's possible to return to our default settings and relearn how to listen to and trust our body. It just takes a little time, practice, and patience. Mindful and intuitive eating is an approach to nutrition and health that focuses on building a healthy relationship with food and with your body. It is this healthy relationship that will lead to lasting positive changes. Willpower not required. Thanks so much for listening. I'd love to hear from you, so send me your tips, questions, or feedback. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Fired Up Fitness Coaching, or email me at willpowernotrequired@firedupfitness.ca. Thanks so much. I look forward to connecting with you.